Welcome back. Time for more Tavern Talk. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see who will show up today. Zephyr and Melly. Good morning. Good morning, Melly. Good morning, Blaze. Oh yeah, that's right. His name is Blaze now. What have you both been up to today? Oh, you know, dilly-dallying and such. I was not dilly-dallying. He was. It goes well with the brooding. Sounds like a wonderful morning. Can I offer you both something to drink in these early hours? Yes, please. Can you make me something smart and sparkly? Can do. Ooh. Hi, Andu. Good morning, Andu. Alright, smart and sparkly. Okay, so that should be a sparkling nebula. Alright. Heavy on intelligence and the charisma. There we go. Most of these drinks require three different stats, but this one only requires 2. Thank you, Andu. I love you. Alright. Sparkling nebula for the Khajiit. A fresh brew of smart sparkles. Thank you. This is just the right amount of sparkle. Happy to hear that. Blaze, what can I get you? Nothing. Alright. So, has the cape found its way back home yet? Yes. The vampire was thankful, if melancholic. Seems to have awakened memories of old woe. You seem pretty excited to me. He should be. It fits him well. Almost like it was made for him. It was very interesting seeing a vampire in person. His fangs were shorter than I thought they would be. Pastille! Sorry, she's meowing at me from the other room. I expected them to be the size of a colossal saber-toothed tiger fangs, but they were much tinier. Speaking of vampire fangs, I noticed that the vampire bite is gone. So either they were able to get cured somehow, or he's a vampire now. Oh no. A common misconception. Where did you find him? The fallen West Gate. It was a tragic sight to behold. It was okay, just a bit crumbly. They can't rebuild it that quickly because giant wildfire badgers keep showing up at night. Giant wildfire badgers? What are those? Apparently they really like to eat stardust. Do you know a lot about what giant wildflower? Wildflower? Giant wildflower badger sounds lovely. Now he's the kind of badger that looks like it would invite you for tea rather than try to maul your face. Do you know a lot about giant wildfire badgers, Melly? I do now. Did you ask one for an interview? No, they're not very talkative. Alethea gave me a lesson. After you stalked her for an hour. I didn't stalk her, I was investigating. Miss Anwar, the vampire, or the West Gate? All of them. I've been hard at work the last few days trying to uncover the mystery of the fallen stars. I was already very excited to get a closer look at the West Gate. But when I saw a vampire traveling with a seasoned dwarf and a seraphed cleric, I just knew I'd struck gold. They were clearly investigating the area just like me. Of course, I wasn't sure whether they would share their findings with me, or how deeply they might have been involved in the conspiracy themselves. Painty! Oh, careful, Painty Girl! Painty Girl's with Amy now. I love you, Painty Girl. Painty Kitty, Painty Kitty. Hello, sweetie. So we opted to stay in the shadows. We watched them from the best hiding spots we could find, listening in on their conversations. Unfortunately, they were mostly talking about the quality of different pickaxes. But that didn't stop us from staying vigilant. Us? Me and the mysterious and quiet Blaze. He's my new associate. I'm no such thing. It's great to see you two working together so closely. You make a great duo. We are not a duo. Thank you. So you weren't able to collect much evidence by eavesdropping? No, not this time. Then how did you end up getting zoology lessons? Yes. So? Oh no, were you attacked? Oh no, poor Belly. Belly's so cute. My stealth may need some work. That's an understatement. She knocked over every stone we came across. It was a miracle that none of them noticed us. They must have been struggling with their perception this morning. Yeah, the giant wildfire badges were showburnt. She steered 3 of them our way. That sounds terrifying. It was. And? I mean, they were way taller than us and had piercing, flaming eyes and sharp teeth, but it was fine. That's just how investigations go sometimes. Plus, Alitia was there. She saved us. Put herself between us and the monsters. They blasted her with their fire, but it didn't even hurt her one bit. And without taking a single hit, she banished them into the primordial sea. Ooh, I did give her fire resistance and extra defense from the drink. Oh, yay! I hope that means it helped. Yay! That's where they come from. Did you know that? I do now. They also can smell about 800 times better than us, and know and know how to use chopsticks. Ooh, that's fancy. She told us all that after yelling at us for almost getting killed. It was so cool. It does sound very cool. Did she share any of her investigative insights with you? No, she told us not to worry about it. No, Belly, don't cry. I love you, Belly. I love Penny. Penny, you look a bit like Melly, don't you? Yeah, you're a cute little kitty. But she did tell me to work on my stealth. Will you? Yes, Blaze offered to help me. Did he now? It was embarrassing to watch. I'm sure it was. Were you shaken up at all by the wildfire badgers? No, I've encountered countless horrifying creatures in my time. You cannot meet them with the fear of death still beating in your heart. Wait, you've met monsters before? What kinds? Which ones are your favorites? Which ones are the first ones you ever saw? Did they try to eat you? Of course I encountered monsters before. They've been a part of my life for many years. The shadows are full of them. Really? That's scary. Of course it... That's Kuji. Of course it is. So the first monsters you ever saw were shadow monsters? No, they were much worse than that. What is it? He's so mysterious. Can I have a drink after all? The words aren't flowing easily. Of course, same as last time? Yes. Let's see if I can find something sweetly charismatic. Ooh, spoken heart? Should be a spoken heart. Yep. Don't worry, boo, I got you. Oh, a cute kitty. Penny's so snuggly. She's a snuggly little kitty. Oh, okay. A little bit of strength. A little bit of defense. There we go. Nailed it. A drink just for you. Thanks. How is it? Fine. That means it's perfect. Perfect. So, where was I? Ah, right, shadow monsters. Back when I was younger, I just joined the Shadowbanes and was eager to prove myself. It's said there are great riches far in the depths of the Gravelmark, a dangerous mountain range in eastern Fesoa. Hidden treasure troves full of precious gems and gold, and I owed some debts. Hoping to find some jewels, I made my way there, to the darkest of its crevices. Guarding its depths were creatures no one would ever choose to face. Bleak stalkers straight from the twilight chasm. Hideous creatures that have every right to be associated with the nightmare realm. Ooh. They typically feed on rocks and gemstones, but they seem to think bones have the same general consistency. I wasn't able to harm them with my mortal weapons, so I distracted them with some of the gems I had managed to pocket earlier. It was a close call. I will never forget their twisted antlers and beak-like snouts. They sound kind of cute. They were not cute. If you say so, maybe one day I'll encounter some. Pray you never will. No thanks. Oh my, all nightmare, no shadow. Ooh. Yay! Puppet Master. Innkeep, hand me a drink, will you? I just want to check on something real quick. Melly! The star. Chaotic good. Class detective. Nice. Alright. Hand me a drink, will you? Coming right up, Care. Any preferences? The usual. Something strong and powerful? Exactly. Yay! Alright. So that would be a southern brawler. Heavy on the strength. Because she's strong and mighty. A little bit of charisma and a little bit of defense. Yay! I'm gonna take a sip of tea to celebrate. Ta-da! A drink! You have a messed up definition of strong. Strength lies in the eyes of the beholder. Yeah, and yours need a prescription. Say, Innkeep, got room in your neat little book full of recipes for one more drink? Sure, got one for me? You bet. It's what my Bible used to drink back in the day. My adventure reminded me of it. A new drink? Sailor's Courage. Thank you, Care. New drink, new drink, new drink. Is it gonna show up here? Sailor's Courage. Ooh. Oh, that's so cool. Sailor's Courage gives even the driest landlubber the qualities of a good sailor. A lot of strength, a dash of defense, a shot of charisma, and the inability to know fear. A perfect all-rounder. Well, almost. Who needs common sense anyway? Spinach not included. Oh my god, like Popeye. I love it. Thank you, Care. So, since you're here in my tavern unharmed and in somewhat good spirits, I'm guessing you survived your encounter with the Wyvern Chimera? I did, obviously. Congratulations. You encountered a chimera? Sure did. Lived to tell the tale, too. You were the chimera. Both. Cool. Are you a beast slayer? I am, though this time no beast was slain. I'm Carolyn. You? Melly, the greatest detective in the whole wide world, and this is my assistant. Your assistant got a name? Malachite. I see. So, Melly, you're in... Zephyr keeps changing his name. I love it. Oh, you can finally see the sacrificial dagger that he brought me. Ooh, that's so cool. It looks like a dragon. I love it. Sorry. I see. So, Melly, you're interested in chimeras? I'm interested in everything. Chimeras especially. If you like, I'll tell you. That sneaky Innkeep and your pumpkin crime over there how I outsmarted one. Yes, please. I'd love that. Now his name changed to Malachite. Will it change on his character info too? Yeah, now it's Malachite. Interesting. I wonder how often his name will change during this game. Well, alright, strapping tight then. Our friendly Innkeeper here sent me on a quest to collect some saliva from the wyvern chimera in the quag mangrove. It's a key ingredient for vampire sunscreen. That makes sense. The issue is the marshland's the chimera's home turf. There's no way I could outfight it in its own domain. So I went the route of trickery. My baba always said that all chimeras she encountered enjoyed some good subterfuge. I ain't really the brainy type. I thought even if I failed it might be entertained enough. Even if I failed, it might be entertained enough to keep me anyhow. Help me anyhow. Sorry, I'm thinking about chimeras. Needed to pick a clever approach, of course. So I did the only reasonable thing to do in this situation. I talked to a mouse. A mouse? A mouse, finally local to the marshland. Offered him a bunch of cheese if he agreed to help me out. Was pretty easy to convince. Why a mouse? Everyone knows chimeras are afraid of mice, dummy. Exactly. I thought if it was scared, it might use its 3 brains less. So I dressed up the mouse in the best wizard regalia I could find. Oh my god, a wizard mouse. And made myself invisible. You can do that? Not usually. The innkeep's drinks come with great perks. They do indeed, though I do not recall granting you invisibility. Yeah, invisibility might be too strong a word. But with the wits I got from your drink, I remembered something. Chimeras have a hard time discerning between different shades of green. Ooh, I think I know where this is going. Got quite the hand in camouflage, so I figured I'd put it to good use. I gathered some underbrush, sticks, and leaves and made some glue from tree resin and spit. Spit? Everything holds together better with spit. Let me jot that down. Sure thing, kiddo. So I put it all together into a cloak of camouflage. Put some mud on my face and was ready to go. So, dressed up in camouflage, the mouse and I, unseen, approached the chimera. It was resting near a muddy stream, and 2 of its heads were in deep discussion about the sanctity of canon compliance. What kind of heads did it have? Besides the dragon one, obviously. Classic lion and snake head combo. Of course, all of them heard us approaching. First they seemed curious, but all 3 of them froze up when they saw the mouse. Little thing looked mighty tall with his improvised wizard hat. That's adorable. I stayed right behind him, making his footprint sound heavy. My camouflage seemed to work. Different shades of green and brown made me blend into the marshy landscape. From up close, I could see the chimera trying to hide its fear as the mouse drew nearer, so I started the show. The mouse, or me, same thing at that point, loudly announced that he was a great wizard. He had come to collect spellcasting ingredients for his plane-switching spell. He was prepared to fight, but was willing to bargain if the chimera valued its life. To underline his great power and everything, I even made him float on my invisible hand. Luckily for me, the chimera was more than ready to take up the offer. I love it! Although it did briefly argue with itself on whether fleeing was the better option. The snake wanted to fight, but only until the mouse growled, or I growled, one and the same really. So the great mouse mage stated his conditions in no uncertain terms. 1 bucket of saliva, and in return he would leave the chimera in peace forever. Helped a lot that he could summon the bucket out of thin air. Briefly lost my sanity when there was more in-creature arguing, but finally the chimera agreed. Filled the bucket with plenty of saliva, within a disturbingly quick time frame. Happy to have avoided any monumental violence, the mouse wizard and his bucket of valuable chimera saliva floated away, promising that he would keep his honorable word. What an incredible ruse. Guess I got some of my baba's brains and charm after all. More than some, it seems. Let's not get too carried away. Once we were out of sight, I had to keep up my own end of the deal, of course. After getting out of my camouflage, I thanked the mouse and gave him the enormous amount of cheese I had promised him. Wouldn't that much cheese be way too heavy for a single mouse to carry? Turns out the mouse is actually a wizard after all. Had some sort of dimensional pocket he could store it all in. What? Plot twist. Disappeared. Wrong accent. Disappeared with the cheese and just left its ridiculous hat with me. Bid me farewell before I could ask him why he hadn't said something sooner. About the whole wizard thing, you know. Typical mouse with a wizard hat, I see. I prefer the detectives, personally. The Great Mouse Detective! I remember that movie. Oh, God. Now I just feel old. I remember that movie. It was good. Me too. Afterwards, I thought I was in the clear, when suddenly I felt someone breathing heavily right behind me. When I turned around, I was looking right into the scaly eyes of a wyvern chimera. Apparently, it had wanted to know where the wizard would take its leave, so that it could move to a more secure spot. Thought I was about to be smoke. But apparently Baba was right. They do like a good ruse. So it wasn't mad? No, it was amused, impressed even. In return for making its week, it let me live and left me with some strange words. Strange words? Stranger than a talking dragon head. I mean, that's kind of what the dragon heads do, right? Not sure. Maybe they do typically speak in prophecies. Prophecies? That's what it said it was giving me. It said, hope will fall and hope will rise. A hero will tether its final tread, burying the past and keeping the dead. Sound like a bunch of shrunyon to me. How blasphemous. Didn't say it wasn't real, but why do they gotta make these things so cryptic? Ain't no one got time to interpret this kind of stuff. That's the thing with prophecies, no need to interpret them. You'll realize exactly what they mean soon enough. What hero do you think he was talking about? No clue. I bet it's you. I ain't no hero. I think you might be... I think you might be, Care. You know what would be very heroic of you? What? If you brought that saliva to Kyle the vampire. I'm sure his happiness about finally being able to walk in the sun again will be extraordinary. Too lazy to go yourself? My domain is merely my tavern. You're much more likely to run into him. Fine, might as well. Guess I owe that leech a thanks for providing me with this strange adventure. Did you have fun? It was... fun? Yes, I'll admit it, it was fun. Just wish I could tell my Baba all about it. But you make a good stand-in, Innkeep. Oh, I'm so proud. I'm honored, thank you. I'll try. Now, any of you happen to know where I could find this vampire? Last saw him at the west gate, being fireproof. You should have no issues out there. I know where he wanted to go. I overheard them talking about it. Care to share? I want to trade it. Information, I mean. For what? Can you teach me how to use a greatsword? That's it. Sure thing. Right now. Is right now okay? I've got the time. Might take you more than one lesson, though. That's okay. I've also got time. It's a deal, then. I'll show you the basics, and you tell me where to find the vampire. Yippee! That is, if your assistant is alright with that. Don't care. Not my circus, not my monkey. Grr. Okay, kiddo, let's go. Innkeep, can we use your front yard? Of course. Go wild. Will do. Melly, are you coming too, Ma? No, I'll stay here and have another drink. Okay, you can join us later. I can't wait to learn how to fight. It'll be so helpful for future adventures. Innkeeper, do you have any quests I could go on after this to practice my sword and stealth skills? Not yet, but I'm sure something will come in. Be patient. I promise I'll have a quest for you soon. I can't wait. I'm going to destroy any challenge with wits, stealthiness, and giant swords. Ha! I know you will. But first, I gotta practice. See you later. Bye, Melly. Hi, Malachite. I like her ambition. I like her naivety. Some would call it optimism. A waste of time. Delusions get you nowhere. You would know. Another drink, please. Same as before. Sweet and all. Coming right up. Okay, so another spoken heart. Another spoken heart. Another spoken heart. We have another charisma drink here, but I think he wants another spoken heart. Alright. Charisma. Charisma. Oh, too much? No? Did I do too much? Oh no! Here, Andu. More for Andu. Thank you. What a good little Andu. I love you, Andu. Andu toi. Qui. There we go. Okay. A little bit of strength and a little bit of defense. Here we go. Nailed it. Some sweet optimism from my most pessimistic customer. You're not wrong. This is sweet enough to make me optimistic for future drinks. Wow, I'm proud of myself here. You should be. So, Malachite. Just leave me to my pondering. Got it. Ooh. It's nighttime now. Fable! Fable, Fable, Fable. Hiya, Innkeep. Hiya, Fable. I'm so happy to see the tavern looking healthy again. And you, too. I'm sorry it took me so long to check in. That's alright. I hope the last 2 days weren't too hard on you. No, not at all. I was just very busy. A bunch of the Ashen Grove's trees got knocked over, and I spent a lot of time rescuing and leading group therapy sessions with the local wildlife. And of course I had to check in on all the nearby settlements too, see if they needed help with any damage after all of that. Did Uncle Dragon make it? Yes, the werewolf settlement took a bit of a hit, but everyone made it out okay. Mr. Dragon was making emergency soup when I arrived. I think he's a stress cooker. It's very nice of you to check in with everyone. I had to make sure everyone was okay. I used up a lot of my healing salves, but that's what they're there for. I'm not happy I had to use them, but I'm glad I was prepared. May I request something? Go ahead. Do you maybe have a drink in your repertoire that could assist someone in a situation like mine? Your drinks are powerful. I'd like something that would make me tougher while also replenishing my social energy. I think I'm all done with helping out now, but a drink like that would be a real game changer in case something like this happens again. I don't think I have a recipe for that yet. But don't worry, I've already got an idea. Ooh! But even without such a drink, I'm sure people were very thankful for your presence. Well, they weren't mad about it, at least. Though, I sort of feel like people aren't really as concerned as I thought they'd be. When I saw the stars fall, I thought for sure the world was gonna end. Yes, I recall. You were right that it wouldn't, of course. But I thought that people would be a little more freaked out by the lack of a night sky. But everyone just seems to be okay with it. I asked one of my sisters about it, and she said, "Who cares? Some wide-eyed adventurer will surely put them back at some point. Let's worry about replanting these tomatoes." I don't even know if you could put them back. You can never put back what's lost. But you can always replace it with something new. I'm not sure that you can replace the stars, or if you should approach loss that way. It's all a matter of perspective. I wouldn't mind a bunch of trees up in the night sky for a change. That would be weird. Night falls and suddenly a bunch of trees are in the sky. Right, but it still would be much nicer if some things would just stay the same. They never do. I'm just happy everyone is okay. Did you check on Care yet? She should be hacking my terrace to pieces outside. I did, outside, on your definitely not hacked up terrace. Just out of curiosity, do you own any wood glue? It was nice to see that she's okay too. I was a little worried she would just leave and never talk to me again. So it was nice watching her train Melly with so much enthusiasm, and to catch up a bit, that too. She tried to rope me into the greatsword training. Did you accept? I'm not really a sword kind of elf, but it was fun to watch her teach Melly. She's very sweet. Indeed. And I was just relieved to see Carolyn doing all right. And she was relieved about Mr. Dragon. And about you, I'm sure. Maybe. To celebrate our well-being despite the absurdity of this world, how about a drink? Ain't that a mood? I'd love a drink. Can I try out that new one I requested? 1,000 wins, was it? In case I run into more people in need of help on the way back. I'm sure I'll find just the right thing. Ooh, try out new drink, try out new drink. I love that we're getting new recipes this time around. Ooh, fancy. Swept up in the 1,000 winds, you become as charming and elusive as their elemental messengers. Somehow that feels exactly like resting on a tropical island, enjoying a refreshing drink in pleasant company. Its airy swirls are perfect for avoiding unwanted questions. Nice. Okay, so it looks like lots of defense and charisma. Ooh. I love that we're getting new drinks. I wonder what else we'll end up getting. Okay. Let's see. There's no more... No, there's no more room for that. Okay. You know what? It's fine. I'll give this another shot. So that automatically puts one in there. Okay. Now I don't need as much of the charisma. Yes, I did it! Yay! I did it! I knew I could do it. I was a little nervous there, but I knew I could do it. Ooh, a breezy drink inspired by you and your kindness. Thank you. Your drinks are still the highlight of my day. She makes the best drinks, right? Okay. Really? Do you actually think that? Or is this a thing where you just don't want to be nice? People seem to do that for a lot of reasons. For some reason. They taste good. As good as things can taste when you're, me. Well said. Thank you. By the way, I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Fable. I'm an elf. And a ranger. And I come here a lot. They're also an incredibly courageous and capable hero. That's not true. Not yet. I'm working on it. Being a hero, I mean. Why? Because I dream of adventure and all the wonderfully exciting things it can bring. And I want to help people. Why? Why not? I'm Malachite. Oh, you're Mal. I mean, Malachite, obviously. Melly just talked about a Mal. She said they, or I guess you, are very cool and her new friend. She sounded very happy about it. We're not friends. She just won't leave me alone. Oh, okay. Then why do you spend time with her if you don't like her? That sounds really mean. She keeps following me. And you take her along? Not by choice. I don't know you well enough to judge the truth behind all this. But I think you should be honest, with her and with yourself. Honesty goes a long way. I also believe that thing in Zoford could be fixed with honesty as well. You mean the missing familiar? I heard several familiars are missing, actually. And I believe, with so many mages and familiars present, someone is bound to know something. But maybe they're just scared to face possible consequences for their honesty. Mage Mania. Sounds like Zoford is going through an eventful time. Thank you for letting me know. I'll keep an eye or two out for future developments. So Fort isn't very far from here, is it? Not too far. It's in eastern Facilla and is, to my knowledge, the biggest harbor town the Republic has to offer. I can only recommend its many summer festivals. Very pretty fireworks. Why? Does it sound like something up your alley? No, not mine, but... Melina's seeking her first quest. Maybe this could be something for her. She needs to practice her skills outside of risk-free theory. Good idea. I'll see if I can reserve it for her. Sorry for asking, but first quest? I thought Melly just turned 10. Isn't that a bit young for quests? No, I was a similar age when I ventured on my first quest. The one with the horrifying nightmare creatures? Yes. Oh, that's sad. No, that's cool. No, I think it's a little sad. Children shouldn't have to face such danger that early. Why not? It's always there. Might as well confront them with it when they're young, so they can accept its existence in their lives. That's an insane thing to say. Just because the world can be horrible doesn't mean we should confront children with that fact as early as we can. It's already bad enough that us grown-ups have to deal with it so much. Why should they just accept it if we can make the world a better place for them instead? I mean, when you were on a quest with, and I quote, horrifying nightmare creatures, weren't you scared? Wouldn't you have preferred not to be alone? It builds character. A character that thinks we should put other kids in miserable situations sure did a lot of good for you there. Weren't your parents worried to death about you? You got enough rumors to make a quest yet, Innkeeper? Not yet. Give me another day. People are so busy talking about or ignoring all that star debris, they're losing sight of the important things. Like feeding me new information. Is that very nutritious for you? No, but it's fun. In that case, the fun I can provide in a day is running out. Unfortunately, the horrors of this world do not stop chasing me nor anyone else. I shall take my leave. Good luck. See you around, with less horrors, I hope. Just you and me, Fable. Now I'm worried. About Malachite or Melly? Both. Are you really going to send her on that quest? If she wants to go, but I don't think you have to worry about it that much. Silford is a beautiful city with a very low crime rate. I think she can handle a couple of rowdy familiars. And I doubt she'd be going alone. I hope not. There's little worse than being alone when you're scared. Very true. Are you scared of anything? Bad Yelp reviews. I don't think you have to be scared of that. You make the best drinks in all of Asteria. I think as long as you like my drinks, I'll be okay. You've got my 5 stars in the bag. Yay, thank you. I would ask what you're afraid of, but the answer would be everything. Mood. Is it? Yes, but I'm working on not letting my fear stop me. I might not be able to avoid feeling afraid, but I can always just do things when I'm scared. Rather than not at all. Maybe. That is still a terrifying thought. How do you handle situations you're afraid of? I used to have a terrible habit of just walking away from the things that scared me, but with the right people by your side, staying becomes less of a crushing weight on your shoulders. You realize that even if things aren't perfectly comfortable, they're still worth experiencing. That sounds lovely. I've never seen friends of yours around the tavern before. Maybe you should invite them over sometime. Perhaps, though one of my friends is sitting here right now. Where? Wait, are they invisible? Oh, you mean me. That makes me really happy. Of course you're my friend, Fable. You're the best. Besties for life. Also makes me feel pretty bad about having to go back home. Don't worry. Go home, fix the many things that worry you, as long as you come back. Always. I'll see you tomorrow, Innkeeper. See you tomorrow, my friend. Oh, so good. I love this game. It's so good. It's so good. Ah, so good. Ah. And that is another day done. Hooray! Oh, it's raining. Oh, new horizons. Oh, it's raining. Exciting. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed some Tavern Talk. Have a very comfy night, okay? Bye!